What can Summer League tell us about a player? Can it tell us that a player is going to be a future bust or a future star? Well, I was there during Summer League when Donovan Mitchell was balling out, and most teams realized then that he shouldn't have fallen down to 13 in the draft. But some scouts, even after seeing his performance, didn't buy the hype. One scout said this was a 10-player draft and he wasn't one of the 10, but he'll be a good rotational player. A different NBA executive said, the numbers look nice, but Summer League is Summer League. Well, they were clearly wrong. Summer League was showing us what was to come. But he didn't look this dominant at Louisville. So why did he look so good at Summer League? Well, some players play better overseas, compared to playing in college, compared to playing one-on-one, compared to Summer League, compared to the NBA. It's all very different. Players like Mitchell and Devin Booker typically do better with more spacing and room to operate in ball screen action. They get that opportunity to play with more spacing in Summer League if they're coming from college, where the spacing can be a little bit tighter and their role can be a little bit different. Players can also improve from the time they played their last game before the draft all the way to Summer League. Keyonte George is an example of this. The dude lost 20 pounds after playing his last game at Baylor. He looked like a completely different player at Summer League. I made a scouting video of him before the draft, but I have to take so much of it back. His passing and his decision making is much better, and clearly he's more athletic. I wasn't expecting him to lose 20 pounds. That's not typical, and how can you expect that if you're a scout? I bet some teams are already regretting not picking him earlier than 16. I know I'm already regretting him having 18th on my big board. Another aspect of what Summer League can teach us is to see how competitive a player is. I've been in Vegas for 10 or 11 days during the whole entire Summer League, and trust me, it's a bit of a drag. I'll never do it again. As a player, you may want to go back home before the long season starts. There are certain players in Summer League who try their hardest to win, and I don't mean fringe NBA players. I mean players who were drafted in the top 10, players who know that they're going to have a roster spot. Look at the past Summer League MVPs. Almost all of these guys were and are successful in the league. My very first Summer League game was in 2014. I was attending a conference and we were able to meet some NBA scouts. The attendees and some scouts were able to discuss the game together. It was a pretty surreal moment for me at the time. We were watching the Lakers play and they had just drafted Julius Randle with the 7th pick. During halftime, the scout asked our opinions of the game, and I said that Tariq Black was playing better than Julius Randle. And everybody looked at me like I was crazy, but the scout actually agreed with me. And that wasn't us saying that Tariq Black would be the better player. Clearly he wasn't. He was just having the better half. Anything can happen in one half or in one game. Summer League's sample size is small. Greg Ostertag can have a better game than Tim Duncan. In a series of 7 games, I'm sure Tim Duncan would have outplayed Ostertag, but they played just one game in Summer League. Summer League is getting bigger and bigger each and every year. The attention Wembanyama got in his first Summer League game was insane, and we may not see a Summer League game get that hyped for a long time. It's okay for a player even of his caliber to be nervous and have an off night. What's important is how that player responds, and man, did he respond. He missed easy shots in that first game that you could see that he was able to make in the second game. The time is very limited in Summer League. There's not a lot of time to practice, and there's not enough time for the coaches to put their players in the best position for them to succeed. For example, Nikola Jokic averaged only 8 points and 1.4 assists in 5 games. He made some impressive moves and there were flashes of what was to come. But I don't think anyone could have predicted that he would be a 2-time MVP and a Finals MVP. He wasn't used to operate the offense in Summer League. His passing skills of course were not the same as today, but he wasn't even given an opportunity to run the offense operating from the pinch post. And how can his Summer League coach even know that he would be great there? Maybe we would have seen him differently back then if he was given that chance. But Summer League is meant for the coaches to learn as well, and there's not enough time to put the players in the best position possible for them to succeed. That's hard enough in the regular season, let alone in Summer League. In the end, you can learn about a player in Summer League. Lillard and Mitchell are examples of that. But also labeling a player a bust from Summer League is premature. Just like Julius Randle and De'Aaron Fox have proven that you can keep improving as your career goes on, there are so many factors like the player's work ethic, opportunity, and team's player development. It's almost impossible to predict even though we like to try. And there will be another player in the future that we all think is a bust after Summer League, who proves the whole world wrong.